are here in the Old South Meetinghouse. We're here with Matt, the Director of Interpretation here, and if you don't remember, he joined us on a Rev War Revelry a couple months ago. If you haven't seen that, you can check it out on our YouTube page.
Probably your best episode, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, no, we're here. We're in the Old South Meetinghouse, just a couple days from the big 250th anniversary. Do you want to let folks know what you guys got coming up here the next couple days?
Yeah, so we have a filled up slate. So tonight we're actually honoring a number of local activists and community organizers as legacy of the Tea Party representatives. That's going to start at 6 o'clock tonight. And then both tomorrow and on Saturday night at about 6 o'clock, we're doing a reenactment of the meeting of the body of the people, which led directly to the Boston Tea Party. Those two events are completely sold out, but on Saturday there will be a live stream with one of our news partners, and it's going to be listed on our website, revolutionaryspaces.org. We also have an ongoing exhibit on the Boston Tea Party and its legacy called Impassioned Destruction. That's at Old State House right now, and will be open throughout the year. And on the day of the 16th, Saturday, during the day, we're going to have a bunch of programming in our museum. So in here, we're going to have children's and family programming that's Tea Party themed, and then we're going to have reenactors at both locations all day. So it's really exciting.
No, that's really cool, and yeah, we'll put a link up to the website. So if you aren't here in Boston, check it out. Now, if you are one of the lucky ones who has a ticket for Saturday night, you're also going to be streaming what's happening down at the wharf down here, correct?
Yeah, presumably it's going to be cold, although who knows at this point. And so after the body of the people exits this building on the 16th and is part of the giant procession that goes down to the Boston Tea Party Ships and Museum, we're going to live stream what's going on down at the docks right here in the warmth of the Old South Meetinghouse. So you can be in the only building, I believe, that has any actual direct connection to the Boston Tea Party while the reenactment of the Tea Party itself is occurring.
Yeah, that's one of the, we went down and saw the reproduction ships, and there's a plaque for where Griffin's Wharf used to be, but to have an actual original building where such an important event right before the Boston Tea Party actually happened is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. This is the building, right? It's there are so few historic artifacts and historic buildings in America that are so directly connected to such a pivotal moment. You have like places like Independence Hall, Carpenter's Hall, of course our partner, our sister site, Old State House. But this one, I mean, this building was essentially single-handedly launched the preservation movement in New England because of its connection to the Boston Tea Party.
And that night on December 16th, this place would have been packed to the rim with
they say 5,000 people, right? Can you imagine? They were skinnier back then. But yeah, this building allegedly had 5,000 people jammed in, thousands more in the streets. And you got to remember too that in 1773, there's only about 15,000 people living in Boston. So we're talking about over a third of town jammed in and around this building. And there's reports of people having to come in through windows. There's people hanging from rafters. It was a really lively event. And so the great thing about the reenactment is you get to see. We don't have 5,000 people. There's only about 500 in here, but you get to feel the energy of this building as it was actually designed to be used. Right? This place isn't supposed to be a staid, quiet, and regal space. It's supposed to be a used meeting house for the people.
And that night, the ship captain comes here after trying to see if he can get his tea, and he says that the governor wouldn't let him leave. Yep. And then Sam Adams says something,
yeah, allegedly he says there's no more this meeting can do to save our country. And whether or not he actually did say that is somewhat a point of contention, but it's an interesting statement because you can unpack it in a lot of ways, right? Allegedly, it's a signal. Certainly, some signal was stated, but no more this meeting can do is such a great plausible deniability statement, right? He's saying in the room that, hey, there's no more we can do, but what he's really saying is it's time to act, right? And then to save our country, the implications of our country to a British officer, for example, would be Britain, right? But to a person from Massachusetts, it's Massachusetts, and for Sam Adams in particular, it's almost like it's Boston, right?
Yeah.
It's so hyper regional.
Yeah, and then as soon as that happens, they say there's some whoops or more whoops.
Yeah. So reportedly, folks put on varying degrees of quality of indigenous costume. and they march out this back door here, and they go right down to Griffin's Wharf and dump, somewhere in the vicinity of 33,000 pounds sterling worth of tea by throwing it into Boston Harbor.
And now, do some of them stay here to continue? Part of this was to be like an alibi, right?
Yeah. It's only about 200 people who actually go down to the harbor and actually destroy the tea.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people watching.
Yeah.
But lots of folks staying here, including some of the bigger names who have, again, plausible deniability.
Yeah. Well, great. Well, this is awesome. Thank you all for following us along. Thanks, Matt, for having us in here.
Thanks for coming.
And make sure, you check out Revolutionary Spaces. And thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much. Have a great Revolutionary weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.